troops in Syria. This is just breaking news. Let's read together what happened. So this is developing story. We have a joint Syrian U.S. patrol comes under attack near Palmyra, state media. So this is today, Saturday, December 13th. So local residents ride a motorcycle along a war-damaged street in Palmyra. So let's see here. Syrian security forces and United States troops have come under fire during joint field patrol near Palmyra in the Center Homs region, leaving 2 Syrian personnel and several U.S. service members wounded. The official Syrian Arab news agency Sana state news agency reported the gunman involved was killed in the incident on Saturday with no further details regarding the motive or circumstances, Sana reported. So I was not planning to make this video, show you Spaceship of King Anu. I was trying to collect more pictures and this news came and I thought I must talk about this one because it is something new happening. We have attack on American troops with injured American troops. This does not happen every day. So this is a developing story. We don't know yet. We hope nobody is killed, but we have injured and we have one killed gunman. And let's read further. Traffic on the Deir ez-Zor Damascus highway was temporarily halted as military aircraft conducted overflights in the area, the agency said. A security source told Sana that U.S. helicopters evacuated those who were wounded at the Al Tanaf base. This is a developing news story. So let's read where is this Al Tanaf, because this is a okay. So they took the injured soldiers, American soldiers, to the Al Tanaf base, American base in Syria. We know that American troops are helping the Kurds against ISIS, and they have bases, and this is Al Tanaf base, one of the American bases. So this is something new happening. We know that the new leader of Syria, he has been governing Syria for 1 year, and we still have this kind of activity. We know that a lot of people of ISIS still active actually in Syria. We know that the new leader, Ahmad al-Shara al-Julani, he was actually the one who started al-Nusra from al-Qaeda. He was in Iraq. He was involved in attacks on American troops in Iraq. And as a member of Al-Qaeda, he knew the leader, the famous leader, al-Baghdadi. He and al-Baghdadi, they were like friends. And al-Baghdadi, he said to him, "We start ISIS in Syria," and he started ISIS in Syria. The new Syrian president, Ahmad al-Shara al-Julani. But then he thought this with ISIS very famous, and everybody put the ISIS on terrorist list. So he changed the name to al-Nusra, and then he started al-Nusra like a branch of ISIS in Syria. And he continued with suicide bombing in Syria and Iraq. A lot of civilians killed, a lot of Americans killed. But then he attacked al-Assad, the president, the forces, and he made this sudden attack. And they say the former Syrian president, who was pro-Russia, he fled to Russia, and Ahmad al-Shara al-Julani, he became president and he is Syrian president. So a lot of people said, "Oh, this was a terrorist and stuff." But President Trump, he welcomed him. He met him already 2 times. He was in the White House. He met President Putin. He met a lot of leaders, even President Macron, Saudi Prince Mohammed bin Salman. Everybody liked this guy, even President Erdogan. So this guy, he has said, I'm gonna fight ISIS together with the Americans. So it is rather hard. All his friends were ISIS, and now he is trying to remove ISIS from Syria. So this is rather a hard mission, and he will not succeed unless he is helped by Americans and by other, like if America and the other countries, maybe USA. But this is a night. This is a mad dream. This is like, you know. This is the guy. They say, okay, why are we gonna pick this guy to fight ISIS? Because he was ISIS. He know about the ISIS members. He know who is ISIS and who's not. But 1 year was not enough for this guy, Ahmad al-Shara al-Julani, who he had $10 million on his head. The one who leave information about him would get $10 million. But President Trump recently he removed the sanctions. He said this guy is not a terrorist anymore. He is working with us. He is our guy in Syria, and we are happy for him. He's a handsome guy. He's a strong guy. But we have, unfortunately, American soldiers still they are injured, and we hope nobody will die. But we never know, it is very complicated in Syria still. So Americans have been attacked in Syria today. 2 American soldiers are injured. We want them to be safe. We want President Trump to help the new president, Ahmed al-Shara, to fight ISIS and to win against ISIS. Nobody like ISIS, and they are attacking Syrian troops and American troops at the same time. So we have this another article about the same. This is from the Israeli Jerusalem Post. U.S. Syrian military patrol comes under fire in central Syria. Casualties reported. The official said there were casualties, though it was not announced if any American soldiers were killed. These are the American troops in Syria. They have been attacked today. So let's see here, a collusion convoy of US-led international collusion against the Islamic State of Iraq and the Levant. ISIL stops to test fire machine guns and a grenade launcher in the middle Euphrates River Valley in Deir al-Zor. So they are engaged in fight against ISIS. So we have this also story from Lebanon. IDF, the Israeli Defense Forces, issues evacuation. This is today as well. We have some picture of a spaceship of King Anu the Most High. We're going to show it, but we're going to read about the news also. So IDF warning for several buildings in South Lebanon town they used by Hezbollah. So the IDF issued a warning to residents of the southern Lebanon town of Yanu ahead of airstrikes against Hezbollah infrastructure. So Israelis, they said the people living in these buildings must evacuate because we're gonna bomb the buildings, because the buildings belong to Hezbollah, and we know this with Hezbollah. It's been 1 year since the peace deal between Hezbollah, Lebanon, and Israel, and we still have bombings in Lebanon almost every day. even in Gaza. But we're going to talk about Gaza later. We're going to read here the IDF will attack military infrastructure belonging to Hezbollah terror organization in response to its prohibited attempts to rebuild. So we know Hamas rebuilding, we know Hezbollah rebuilding. They say they will have engaged in peace deal, but they are rebuilding in secret, but the Israelis, they know, of course, and the Americans, maybe they know they are trying to rebuild their forces. So let's read. The IDF will attack military infrastructure belonging to Hezbollah terror organization in response to a prohibited attempts to rebuild activities in the area, warns Colonel Avichai Adrai, IDF Arabic language spokesman. With this announcement, the IDF published a map showing the location the site is going to be targeted. So Israel will bomb Lebanon today. Today, we're going to see Israeli bombing Lebanon in the south of Lebanon. You are located near buildings used by Hezbollah. And for your own safety, you must evacuate them immediately and move at least 300 meters away, Adrei said. So this is the guy threatening Lebanon, threatening South Lebanon, threatening Hezbollah and the people living in South Lebanon to evacuate. And this is the map. This is where they're going to bomb. So let's move on. So we have Gaza. Also, we have a developing story in Gaza. 3 set killed in IDF strike in Gaza City. Israeli official says prominent Hamas figure targeted. So let's read this one also today. Palestinian media reported at least 3 dead in Israeli airstrike targeting a vehicle in western Gaza City. The rare strike takes place on the Hamas-controlled side of Gaza ceasefire line. An Israeli official confirmed the strike targeted a prominent Hamas figure, though the IDF has not yet commented on the incident. So we have a lot of stories coming from Lebanon, from Gaza, from Syria. We have also this story. We have an explosion at a wedding in Syria. So explosion, this is also yesterday, explosion at a wedding in Syria. Dar'a injures over 33 state media. So let's read this one. An explosion at a wedding ceremony in southwest Syria, Dar'a province injured at least 33 people, including children. Syrian state media reported on Friday. The Syrian Arab Air News Agency Sana quoted Dar'a Health Director Ziad Al-Mahamid, saying the blast in the town of Abidin, West Dar'a province, leaving 33 injured, including children. So let's hope nobody will die from this, but it is bad enough. The people, they're going to the wedding. You see here, the people are going to the wedding. I cannot play this one. You see, they went to the wedding and explosion injured a lot of people, like 33 people. You see, a lot of people go to the weddings in Syria, in the Middle East. Very, very like the whole village go to the wedding. And 33 or 34 were injured, including 3 in critical condition and 7 children among the wounded. So the injured were taken to the hospital. We have begun providing the footage circulating. So you have footage as well, but I'm not showing it because maybe copyrights and stuff. But anyways, we have very bad situation with this incidents in Syria still coming. We have attack on Americans. We have wedding explosion at the wedding and injured people in Syria among Syrian troops, American troops, and so on. Lebanon continues. In Gaza, so the situation in the Middle East is not calm. This I'm trying to say. We want peace in the Middle East. It is almost Christmas times, and let's hope for peace in the Middle East, but it seems far away. Actually, sorry to say that. I'm sorry to say that. A lot of people, they They believe President Trump will fix the situation in the Middle East with Hamas and Hezbollah and Syria. But it is not so easy. Although 1 year since former President Assad was ruling, and still the situation is not good at all. So we have Spaceship of King Anu. So remember last sighting was the 9th of October, December, sorry. So I showed you these ones. You remember this one I showed you in my previous video? So we don't have any reflection. I believe I fixed the dust problem here. We fix the dust problem, we go on, we move on, and you see here, Spaceship of King Anu the Most High. This one I showed you last time, and I remember I showed you this sighting. So we move on, take the next one. This is 9th of December. You see, 9th of December, 1328, and here it comes from the horizon, coming up. And this is another sighting, also 9th of December, 1 p.m. So this is another sighting coming up here, and we're gonna make these pictures large. And this is third sighting in one day, 4 o'clock p.m. And I know you see it, 9th of December. Also here it is coming up. And let's start with the first sighting from the 9th of December. From the 9th of December, we have a sighting, and we're gonna start watching this spaceship. This is Spaceship of King Anu, and we saw about the previous video how everybody is not knowing who is Anu, because if you go to the Wikipedia and you write Anuel, like in Emmanuel, Emmanuel is the other name for Jesus Christ. Just write Anuel, or just like write Anu God. You're gonna get L. If you write even only L, and then you put the God between, like you write L and you write God, and you go to Wikipedia, you will see Anu written as another name for L. So that's why most people, they don't know, because the name is not used. But El, we know El in Ugarit, in Syria, was the father of Yahweh, Jehovah, who was married to Ashira. Also, Jehovah was called Haddad. And in the Sumerian gods, we have Haddad. We had number 10. And the Most High Anu had the number 60. The highest number, just like we have it in a minute, 60 seconds in a minute, 60 minutes in an hour. It came from the Sumerian, because Anu, he has the number 60, the highest number. Just like Muslims, they say Allah Akbar, meaning the highest. Akbar means the highest or the biggest number. They say Allah is biggest or highest, not greatest, because greatest, talked about this before, means Azam. When you say Allah Akbar, you mean the biggest number. Compared to Enlil, we had the number 50, the son of Anu, and we have Anu's wife, the wife of Anu, Antu. She had number 55, higher than his son Enlil. The queen, of course, got the number 55. Anu got the number 60. Enlil got the number 50. The sun, for example, got the number 20. But the moon got the number 30, because the moon is the father of the sun, and the moon was called Sin, and it gave its name to the Sinai Peninsula in Egypt, where Moses went to the mountain and met Yahweh. Also, we talked about Yahweh in my previous video, was also stood for saying Nibiru, you say Yahweh, so Yahweh, another name for Nibiru, Nibiru, and this is planet X. We're talking about planet X, was called also Yahweh. Please watch my previous video. And we have, of course, the sun 20 and the moon 30. We have Enki Adonai, the son of the Most High Anu. He got the number 40, and he has a son who is called Marduk Mordechai. Marduk is mentioned in the Holy Bible, in the Old Testament Bible, and Marduk is Zeus and Jupiter, and Marduk is enemy of Enlil, his uncle, and they had this fight to control the Holy Land. It was called the Holy Land already from the Sumerian because God Anu, he said this area between the Euphrates and Sinai Half Peninsula belongs to Enlil, and Marduk, uh, his, uh, his brother's son, he didn't like that. He wanted this area. He got nothing. He does not even get numbers. So Marduk, we went mad and occupied the Sinai Half Peninsula in Egypt because there were an airport with spaceships going to Nibiru and Ibiru. And because of that, Enlil, he got mad, asked permission from Most High Anu nuke to nuke Marduk forces, but Enlil, he nuked, and the wind took the so-called the fallout. Went Marduk. He had his base in Iraq. We know that King Kurush, the one who President Trump, he has a coin with next to Kurush, the one who saved the Jews from the Babylonians. This Kurush in Iran, this king, he was worshipper of Marduk Mordechai, Zeus, Jupiter. And this is why we know that Jews today, unfortunately, they went from the worship of Enlil, Abraham, who was a soldier in the army of Enlil, fought against Marduk forces. And we remember the story of Sodom and Gomorrah when Enlil, he nuked the area to target Marduk forces, but Marduk survived until today because the south of Iraq, the Sumerians had their civilization there, was destroyed, but the north of Iraq, where Marduk headquarters, Marduk was saved because missed Marduk and the area. We know that it's called the Dead Sea and this stuff. And we have also the desert in Libya, and this area was nuked. And this is, of course, they don't tell you this about this story in the Bible. They say Sodom and Gomorrah because of homosexuality. It does not has anything to do with homosexuality. It has to do with Marduk forces against Enlil, and Marduk was jealous. He did not get anything. Inanna, daughter of Most High Anu, she got the Indus Valley. And Enki, Adonai, the father of Marduk, he got the whole of Africa. And Enlil, he got this region. And Marduk was fighting against Enlil to control this area because he did not get a number. He did not get a number because he is the grandson and because he married a human. We talked about also Mount Hermon in Syria. The Israelis have taken this area, and it was Azazel, I believe the angel, the fallen angel, they went there and they said they promised not to betray each other because they knew they will be punished. And in the book of Enoch, the one who built the pyramids, Enoch, he saw their punishment because they slept with the humans, they slept with women, and they ate humans. And this is why we get the flood, the Noah flood. So the story, they change that story and we move on here. This is spaceship of the most high King Anu. So the giants, the Nephilim called, the Anakim, these are doing like Marduk, marrying a human. So Marduk, he wants to be the king of earth, and he is called even Yahweh, Jehovah. And strangely enough, in the Old Testament Bible, the Holy Bible, it is mentioned that Marduk is the enemy of God. I will punish Marduk, said God. Just right, I will punish Marduk, the king of Babylon. And you connect to the Iranian uh, prince or king Kurosh, who saved the Jews and took them back to the promised land from Babylonia, where we had the Nebuchadnezzar, also a worshipper of Marduk. He took the people who worshipped Enlil, the people of Abraham, he took them to Iraq, he took them to the as captives, and then only when they started worshipping the enemy of God, Marduk, the Iranian prince, Korosh, he took them back and built their new temple. This happened 500 BC, before Jesus Christ. That's why Jesus Christ, he came back, because the Jews starting worshipping the enemy of God and still doing that to lie. Understand, people? So now I tell you why I told you that people in Gaza are the chosen one. I was talking, and sorry, it was. So we continue. So of course I was talking about the Sumerian, uh, um, like stories, and how they had this problem between the Anunnaki and Lil. So we move on. This spaceship of King Anu, of course. So everybody is free. Muslims free to worship Allah, and everybody is like calling Allah, but it is about Marduk and Enlil, actually, not about Allah, Jehovah, because there's no such thing. There's no Allah, there's no Jehovah. This is another names for Enlil, Yahweh, Enlil, sorry, Marduk, Enki, Adonai, and stuff. So me, this spaceship of King Anu, I want to make this video very short. Sorry, I've been shouting. Spaceship of King Anu. We're gonna get the picture for the thumbnail. So this is Sumerian stories. People, they don't believe, of course, and this is all new stuff, because they dig the tablets in Iraq uh, the last 100 years, and these were buried in the ground. All these, they when discovered, they compared with the Bible, they thought, oh, this is the sources for the Bible. This is where the Bible took the story and stuff like that. This spaceship of the Most High King Anu. So that what I'm saying, Gaza people, they worshipped Dagon, who is equivalent to Enlil. And this is why the Israelis are mad with the people of Gaza. And we know that people of Gaza, they have this Phoenician, talked about the phoenix, the bird who dies and comes back. They have Phoenician DNA. And we know the Phoenician or the Canaanites, they were the giants. Prime Minister Netanyahu talked about the Amalekites, and these worshipped Jehovah, because Jehovah is a Canaanite God. Of course, called other names and stuff. So this is spaceship of King Anu, and this is Haddad. Haddad is the storm god, the thunder god, just like in Scandinavian mythology. We have Odin, the father, and two sons. Loki, who is actually Enki, Adonai, and Tur, Thor. And this is the god of the thunder, also called Haddad, Jehovah in other cultures. Spaceship of King Anu. So we have a lot of stuff ongoing in the Holy Land. And of course, this is because uh, this struggle between the different Anunnaki to control the area. This is why some people they want Marduk to control the area, and some people they want Enlil to control the area and stuff like that. Of course, people in Gaza they don't worship Enlil; they worship Allah. Allah, a connection to Enlil from El. El is Enlil or Enlil. So, but Jehovah don't have connection to Jehovah. We remember Jesus Christ, he prayed for El on the cross. But the Muslims, they don't know this stuff. You talk about this stuff, they think this thing, oh, you are against God, Allah. So it's not even worth to discuss this stuff. Even the Israelis, they believe they are the chosen from Nibiru, planet X. That's why they have the right to inherit all this region. This is how they think. We talked about the uh, Iber, the Iber, and the Hebrew from Iber, E-B-E-R, Heber, and also Hibiru or Nibiru, the planet, and this is the planet of the crossing, because Iber, he crossed from the Mesopotamia, just like Abraham, he crossed from Iraq to the Promised Land. And Abraham himself was a uh, Sumerian guy, and he took, of course, he knew about Anu, of course, and this is Abraham who was engaged in fight against Marduk, and this is why we have the Sodom and Gomorrah. Nothing to do again, nothing to do with homosexuality. Just to people will mix up the stuff. And so we move on. Spaceship of King Arnold. This picture maybe is good. So we have a lot of stuff in America. If you don't read the Sumerian stories, you will never understand the Bible. You will never understand the Holy Quran. Spaceship of King Arnold. You see here, this one here, and this one here. So you need to have this knowledge, people, and understand why it is always something happening in the Middle East. But Jesus Christ, he said, my kingdom is not here. And his kingdom, we know that is an IBRRU. So Jesus Christ, he was saying to his followers, do not engage in this fight. Do not engage in this fight. So, spaceship of King Anu here, and we have a lot of pictures. I'm gonna make this video very short. So here we have it as well. So please check. If you don't believe me, check. You can Google. There's internet. There's even AI. Answer your questions. All I have said is not from me. We have sources. We have. We can Google this stuff, and we see this stuff is not from me. And I'm telling the Sumerian stories and stuff like that. So. Going up, up, up. You see here I was doing, and this one, and this one here. So not all pictures are like wow, because sometimes the weather is good, sometimes the weather is bad. This one, for example, this one is rather good, I say. Notice we don't have a lot problem with my fingers, like the sweating or something. This is very using external light. You see this lamp, because without it everything will be dark. So I need the external light to put on the screen, otherwise it will go down. I'm gonna show you what I mean. Like this one, if I put it like this, I put out the light, it becomes dark. So I put this on, we wipe up the screen, you're gonna see more brightness. You see something is following this one here. I don't get a lot of people watching. Like this is not mainstream. What I'm talking about, this is against religion, sky religion. You see, these stories they've been, because they don't want to like confuse people. They say, oh, it's about Allah, Jehovah. They They don't say there's other gods and stuff like that because they have this they believe other gods and stuff. It will be too complicated. They want all people to worship one God, and they say Allah Jehovah. But of course, God is not involved in any war. Like just Jesus Christ, he said, "My kingdom is not here." So it's supposed to be peace on earth. But if you're gonna say, "Oh, I'm gonna follow Enki, I'm gonna follow Adonai, I'm gonna follow Marduk, I'm gonna follow Enlil," it will be like it is in the Middle East, ongoing war, never-ending wars. So you need to resolve the situation by looking a little bit at Sumerian stories and compare it to the Bible and to the Holy Quran. You understand even the people, the woman who covered up. It was first the Enki clan, and like I said, the Enlil clan, like Abraham. They had this circumcision as a sign to differentiate from the Enki clan. The Enki clan, they were first people to cover up, to have, they use clothes to cover the woman, to put the, was to the woman, they cover up in the Enki clan, but in the Enlil clan, they were naked. And later on, he's talking about the first fight between the Enki clan and the Enlil clan. And this is, maybe they were not covering the woman like today, but it was the Enki clan who uh, used the clothes for both man and woman. But the Enlil clan, they were naked. And then the clothes came later on. So you see here, Spaceship of King On. So all these stories, it is very good to know about these stories, to understand what's going on in the Middle East. So Spaceship of King On. So this is another sighting from the same day. You see, this is a good one. We're going to take this picture, put it on the thumbnail maybe. And this one is the best picture. And this is will be the one we're gonna put on the thumbnail. You see this picture. It was taken the 9th of December this month. Still have some dust. We're gonna take out dust. So see how it's looking. So every time I put my fingers, they become like that. So then we have this problem between the woman and Marduk. Because Marduk, we have this Inanna problem. Inanna, she had a husband. He was called Tamuzi, who gave his name to the Syrian capital, Damascus. And Tamuzi was accused to have raped Marduk's sister. It was actually Marduk's sister who seduced Tamuzi, the husband of Inanna. So Inanna, she went mad and she went after Marduk to kill him as a revenge. God Anu, he sent uh, one of the two angels who protect the tree of life. They are known as Angel Gabriel and Angel Michael. So one angel, I believe, meaning Zida is Angel Michael, was sent to the pyramids where Marduk was hidden. You know that the word Amen, Amun, Amin is hidden, meaning hidden. So Marduk was hidden, hiding in the pyramids. Inanna, she wanted to kill him as a revenge because he killed her husband, Tammuzid. But the Most High Anu, the wise God Anu, this is a spaceship, he sent his angel, meaning Zida, to save Marduk because he does not want the Anunnaki his children and grandson Marduk to be fighting. So he saved him from Inanna. And that's why we have this Marduk. Marduk does not like woman. That's why we have this culture in Judaism, Islam, to cover up spaceship of King Anu, because Marduk, he does not like the woman, you know. So this will be a lot of reflection, because this is 9th of December. Sorry, this is a lot of information at once. So this is 9th of December, 9 p.m. Spaceship of King Anu. See how it's doing. So I made them big. I'm gonna show them big. So these, you're gonna see them when it is not reflecting. So all these stories, they will not like, of course. Let's hope YouTube help me with my Sumerian channel. Not a lot channels talking about the Sumerian, because this information is not for all. A lot of people will feel like, if they hear these stories, they feel like they have been betrayed all their life, and they're gonna hate God and the prophets, and because of that, this is not my purpose. By telling these stories, just explaining why we have this problem in Gaza, in Lebanon, and in other places in the Middle East, because this struggle has been going on for a long time. I mean, the nuke attack on Sodom and Gomorrah, it happened 4,000 years ago, and 2024 BCE, before Jesus Christ. So 4,000 years ago, exactly, it happened when Enlil, the son of Most High, actually Nanar, talked about Nanar in the previous video. He asked permission from Most High Anu, this is spaceship, to nuke Sodom and Gomorrah, to take out Marduk, because Marduk was not allowed to control the airport, the spaceport that sent a spaceship to the planet X, Nibiru. So very strategic, this spaceport, and Marduk was about to occupy it, or was occupying it. So see how it's doing, like a cube. So changing all the time, spaceship working on, of course. And here we have it. So very terrible news. Americans injured and Syrian soldiers injured. We wish everybody is safe, and so we're not very good with these attacks. Coming back, we know ISIS is still active in this region, and we need to deal with this stuff with ISIS. Of course, a lot of terrible stuff they have done in Iraq, in Syria, and of course, when they hear somebody attack, they're gonna get excited and gonna do more stuff like that. We don't want that. We want peace, especially in that area. I've been struggling with this stuff for a long time, So hopefully, President Trump will one day say we have taken out ISIS. We don't like ISIS. Very, very they don't have any. Um, they don't love anybody else. They love only themselves, and they are like killing a lot of people all the time and stuff like that, and doing atrocities like they did in Iraq, suicide bombing, and um, beheading people just because they are not the radical Sunni Islam. So nobody likes ISIS actually, but we need to deal with this stuff. People not very good, um, trying to impose Sharia and these Sharia laws and stuff. And this is very, very harsh on women. They are very harsh on women. And suicide bombing, beheading, and like they are rather satanic. You need to have love in you. They don't have love in them. You don't like them. And Jesus Christ, he said, you need to forgive and stuff like that. And these guys are, they have this revenge stuff and like, you know, and this is called the Holy Land. Talking about the Holy Land, we want peace in the Holy Land. So we're gonna take another one. But it seems far away. So you have this picture also. You see the stuff here. So and this one we're gonna put on the thumbnail. Of course, if we get the picture without any reflection, we're gonna put it. See, I was doing Spaceship of King Arnold, looking differently each time, and of course, even with colors like this one, definitely this one we're gonna put on the thumbnail, and this one also. So yeah, it's not good what's going on in the Middle East. Still, a lot of killing, bombing, stuff like that each day. So still have Ukraine, Russia, and even Thailand and Cambodia flare up. A lot of kill there. Even Ukraine and Russia did not stop. So next year it will not be good, people. It will be a lot of wars. I warned for more wars coming in the next year. Just because it will be 2026, the war will not end automatically. We need to have a solution and a resolution. We need to bring peace to the Middle East. At first, this is what I believe. Of course, President Trump maybe have another way to settle down stuff, but we need to have peace in the Middle East at first. Then we move on to Ukraine, Russia, and I told you people, the Russian and the Israeli, they are a double-edged sword, meaning the Israelis are claiming all this region, so-called Greater Israel, is belonging to them because their ancestors were living there 2,000 years ago. And the Russians are saying the same thing. They are saying Ukraine belongs to Russia for 100 years ago. They had this area, it was called Russia. And Israel, they had all this area. They say Abraham promised that region to the Israelites, to the Hebrews. And this is why they want this area, Greater Israel, back. So if you want to defeat Israel, you need to defeat Russia. If you want to defeat Russia, you need to defeat Israel. Understand? This is why I call a double-edged sword. So if you want to defeat Russia, you must defeat Israel. Again, if you want to defeat Israel, you need to defeat Russia. So this is how it works. Because they are claiming the area belongs to them, it was belonging to them before, and they want it back. Not talking about like the relations. They have the same ideology. Once this area belonged to the Hebrews, to the Israelites, at the time of Abraham, they want it back. This is the same Russia is doing. They say the whole of Ukraine belongs to the Russia, and they want it back. This are trying to make it easy to understand the conflict in Ukraine, in Russia, in the Middle East. So you need to know this stuff if you want to resolve the problem, if you want to settle down the situation in the Middle East and Ukraine, Russia. So let's see how it's doing here. So we have this reflection here. So look at this one. Trying to finish this video because I would have become tired in my hand. I'm holding the phone, taking pictures from the screen, and this is another one here. So we're gonna take all these pictures, and the one without reflection, we're gonna pick one picture, and we're gonna put it on the thumbnail. And this is, you see different colors coming from the spaceship. And for those who say UFOs are from NASA, like the Illuminati, or they are liars. They say, some people, I heard one guy was talking on YouTube. I'm going to say his name. I'm not going to say his name. He claimed that every UFO sighting is, every UFO ship is a technology by humans, nothing from the extraterrestrials. He denied the devil. He simply denied the devil. He simply denied the Holy Bible. When Elijah, he went up to God in the chariot. Maybe this one, we don't know. Just saying. This is written in the Holy Bible that Elijah, the prophet who supposed to come before Jesus Christ, um, and John, he came. He was the reincarnation of Elijah. So Jesus Christ, he came after Elijah. He came, and John was reincarnation of Elijah. Elijah went up to heaven in a spaceship, in a fiery spaceship, chariot of fire. So they deny that. They say, oh, it is NASA who built this stuff. They have the technology, humans. And I mean, this guy is trying to lie and say that stuff. So he got a lot of people watching his channel and stuff like that. He's lying. He is lying. He's saying stuff against the Bible, you know. Even it is mentioned in the Bible that Elijah, he went up like in spaceship, and of course people, they don't want to believe uh, because it will be hard uh, to to believe that God, he has a spaceship and stuff like that. And even the Galactic Federation, they are not humans. These are extraterrestrials. And just like I said, they don't want to believe in the extraterrestrials because they are so-called demons, and they don't want to believe in demons because there is a devil. They don't want to believe in the devil because they say, okay, we believe in God, but we don't believe in the devil. This is not enough. There's a God and there's a devil. And these guys, they, this is how they trick you. They say there's no devil, and there's only bad people, and Illuminati and Masonic. No, 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 no. These guys are lying. There's a devil, there's demons, there's angels. All this stuff is true. There's ghosts. And yeah, so trying to lie and just to gain people, to fool people, to laugh at people like secretly, but actually they will get punished. If you lie about this stuff, you will get punished. You don't get to lie about this stuff, people. I say, this is the same guys. You see this one here? This is in Tenerife. I don't know what it is. So the same guys, they say, this is the same guy that say, there's no planet X Nibiru. There's no planet X Nibiru. There's no planet. Um, just like in flat Earth, they don't believe. They say, no, there's no such thing. Because in a flat earth, you don't have Nibiru. Because a flat earth model, you don't have Nibiru coming from nowhere. Understand? That's why they are these guys flat earth. Because Mordechai, when he defeated Tiamat, that is the wife of God, the planet, he flattened he flattened up her body and created earth from her body and the Milky Way and stuff. That's why they believe earth is flat. And that's why this is also in Judaism and in Islam. That's why I say Judaism, they say Islam, like they are. When they pray, they look one direction to the holy Makkah in Saudi Arabia, and in Jews, they pray, they look to Jerusalem, even if they are in USA, they look towards Jerusalem. If Earth was a globe, they would not care to where to look when they're praying. Understand, people? The Jews, when they are praying, they are looking to the Western wall. They are looking at one direction. The Muslims, they are praying around Makkah, in the Kaaba, in holy city of Makkah. They go around it and they pray. When they pray, when they bow down, they look at that direction. Why you think that? Because Jews and Muslims believe Earth is flat. That's all, people. I'm not gonna discuss that more anymore. But, of course, they are free to believe Earth is flat. They are believe Earth is a globe. It's up to them. We don't know about it. We don't discuss. Just like Jesus Christ's skin, we don't know if he was white, black. We don't care. The only thing we need to know, kingdom of God is not on earth, and the Father of Jesus Christ is Anu or Anos, mentioned in the Holy Bible. That's enough for us. That's enough for us. So we move on. This is must be. I don't know what this. Please help me if you know what this is. This is cigar-shaped UFO in Tenerife. And this is another one here. And I don't know what this. This is. I showed you this stuff before. This is something we're gonna watch this stuff later on. This is 10 of December, and here's a spaceship of Leon. We see us doing. This is a very nice picture indeed. So we're gonna take this one. Have a lot of reflection around. So almost 1 hour. I'm becoming tired in my hand, and I want to stop this. I'm gonna cut this video short. This is a nice one. This is a nice picture, actually. So a lot of information. People will not like this stuff. The religious people, the scientific people, NASA deny the existence of Planet X, Nibiru, the red dragon, they call it, and stuff like this. Is very nice with detail. So you need to have an open mind. Think out of the box, like they say, and follow your heart. So this is, you cannot be, you see this, the date, the time and the date, 10 of December, 7 a.m. And this is spaceship of King Anu, the Most High, Uranos, mentioned in the Holy Bible. And this is here, it goes, you see how it's doing, it goes beneath the number 43. So you cannot fake this up. And I asked this guy who was talking about there's no extraterrestrials, and he claimed the Galactic Federation just a bunch of people like Illuminati, Masonic people. And I said, just take a look at what I am publishing, and he refused. And I knew directly this guy is a deceiver. I'm gonna say his name. I put a lot of links in my description box to his channel. He was talking about the Anunnaki, and then he just stopped talking about them. And he said, there's no Anunnaki, there's no extraterrestrials, there's no such things and stuff, you know. So he went like against his own, and he didn't even, he was talking good about the Most High Anu, and was talking about even Planet Nibiru, Planet X. He didn't remove these videos. He said, I'm gonna go with the mainstream so I can get a lot of subscribers and I'm gonna earn money from YouTube. You see? I don't do that. It's about truth, people. I wanna lie about God, I will be punished. If I lie about God and say stuff just to satisfy the power to be, I will not do that. Understand, people? So yeah, another one and then we finish. So here it goes under 2025 Spaceship of King Anu. See, also nice picture here. We're gonna take this one, and then we're gonna finish. Here it goes, last picture, and we finish, and we save the rest of pictures to later on because I'm becoming tired in my hand. So 10 of December to next time. We're gonna see all this stuff next time. 10 of December. Just gonna show you these pictures you see here. Is this supposed to be? This is Sweden, 1920. You see the woman cover is her. Also the man cover. She's dressed up like not showing a lot of her body, like a dress like normal, you know. And this is 1920. They put colors. This is how woman like they were dressed up. And this is from Iraq, 1920. So this is not good, people. Understand what I say? Look at her face. You don't see her face, covering everything. See, this is showing face, covering a little bit. But this one, understand, this is not about the cover up. It's about what is trying to communicate with us. This is a slave. This is a slave. This is the way they cover up. This is a slave. This is a slave, they say. You put it, this is subconsciousness. This is slave mentality, people. That's why they cover up. It's not because, oh, it's too sexy, they get horny. No, no, no. Slave mentality. Cover up. These are cover up. These are slaves. These, not like, you know, this is normal. Sweden, 1920. Iraq, 1920. What kind of creature is that? We don't even know if this is a guy or a woman. So that's all, people. Blessings.